I just want to know where your brain was at when you decided to make that decision, took him out of hospital, went to Spain, and then ended up being arrested. I can only speak from a parent of how I might feel in that situation, but you two had a very unwell child who you were trying to save and protect, and then ended up being separated from that child. It must have just been so traumatic. What was that like?
Well, we thought there might be some problem. That's why we decided that if we all go as a family, because I was suggesting at first that if I could stay in England and he just takes him to Spain and then obviously take him to Czech Republic. But now we've gone through it. We think it's the best thing that we did, that we all went. And then it was a bit of a shock because we were travelling through France and obviously through Spain. It's only when we were travelling through France that we just realised via internet that, yeah, the police was chasing us.
But what was it a shock in a way? Because if you think about he's totally your son, and by the way, if he was my son, I probably would have done exactly the same. But playing devil's advocate, if what is classed as a very sick child is removed without the consent of the doctor, so the doctors come in the morning and there's no child in the bed, is it a bit naive to not think that there would be a bit of a fuss about that?
Well, I looked it up, and we knew, because we had been told before, if we were in complete disagreement with their treatment, you know, that what would happen with Asha. So we knew that would be an eventuality, that perhaps Asha would be taken away from us. So I looked it up, and I thought the maximum they would do is get the council involved, and they would come around to see if we were in the house. And as far as I could see, they couldn't force entry. You know, it would just be a knock on the door. But with Asha, see, we could see Asha developing. We were taking him out for 2 to 3 hours at a time in his wheelchair at that stage. And we saw children come, have the operation, some very similar to Asha. Within a few weeks, they could leave. Some even left to go to Jersey and Guernsey. And the only thing that was keeping Asha there was the fact that his body was paralysed. But as soon as we could get him into the wheelchair, and we could see he could tolerate a lot, you know, although in bed it didn't seem to respond much, but when his body was challenged, you know, by putting him in a wheelchair, put him out in the sunlight, he did respond very well. So we left our planning, really, I didn't book the tickets to go on the ferry to France until about 2 days before, because we just wanted to see how Asha could cope with all this travelling. And then we made a decision that he's doing fine. You know, he is strong enough to get the treatment that we want.